Gunna and Young Thug are shaken, and now that they're both out of jail, could we just stop talking about this? So Gunna's former attorney, Steve Sido, came out and said that Gunna did nothing to negatively impact Young Thug's case. He said that Gunna did not cooperate. The streets say stuff, Thug says stuff, the music says stuff. It's all weird, but we're still gonna talk about it. So Thug just released a new snippet and it says, "I never associated with a rap." This situation is very weird to me because when he got out of jail, one of the stipulations he said was, even though he couldn't come to Atlanta, he still wanted to work with Gunna. So I'm like, is he the rat you're talking about? People like Lil Baby and other artists stopped working with Gunna, and Gunna dropped one of the hottest albums of ever with no features. And it showed that he was one-on-one. But Young Thug dropped music and it had a bunch of features and it didn't do that well. It didn't do that well. He even dropped that From a Man in association to Mariah the Scientist is From a Woman, and that didn't do that well. Can y'all name one song off From a Man? So I'm not saying that Gunna needs Thug. Thug did Danny Glover on his own, okay? Before we had a Gunna, we had a Thug whole season. So, I'm not saying one needs the other, one needs, salt and pepper. I'm saying that they probably would do better together. I'm looking for another Gunna, Travis Scott, Young Thug Hot. That's one of my favorite songs in the world, y'all. I swear to God it is. But the situation is messy, and I want everybody to die down, but the streets. Now let's talk about the streets, y'all. So the streets has always told me that Thug thinks that Gunna ratted. He did not want him to say that he was not associated with YSL, that a lot of people went down when Gunna did that. But Thug's daddy, remember, he came out and said no Gunna slander should be tolerated. So it's just so up and down. So let's go back to what Gunna's attorney has said. I was Gunna's attorney, but I am not speaking on his behalf. This long post is solely to set out the truth. Gunna did not cooperate and did nothing, and I said nothing to cause harm to Thug's case. He spent 8 months in jail and was released December 2022 after entering an Alford plea. Gunna's plea could not and was not used at Thug's trial, and he was never even named as a witness. He received a 5-year suspended sentence with no reporting, no travel restrictions, no living restrictions, and no probation. Over the last 2 years, from media reports, he's performed all over the world, achieved international fame, recognition, earned millions of dollars. Controversially, Thug went to trial and eventually pled guilty with no low after spending 30 months in jail and received 15 years probation with reporting conditions and is not even allowed to live in Atlanta. Those that have and continue to badmouth Gunna, get over it. Enough.